Hey there. So on YouTube, I noticed that there is a severe lack of updated videos on what basic training is like in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. So I wanted to give you my experience so that if you are going to Fort Sill for basic training, you'll be more prepared and know what to do. So we're actually going to start from maps. Whether you just sign your contract that day or you sign the contract but you wait for a later date, it doesn't matter. You're gonna before the ship out dates, you're gonna go to maps the day before and you're gonna spend the night. From there, you're gonna wake up early in the morning, like 4 a.m. Then you're gonna get bused to the airport. Now, depending on where you live, you might have a layover. And I had a layover in, I believe, Dallas Fort Worth. So you'll go there and then you'll fly to Oklahoma City, or OKC as people call it. Now, from OKC, you'll get bused to Fort Sill, and that's about an hour drive. And so once you arrive there, you'll arrive at the 95th AG, or as we call it, Vesey Hall. As from Vesey, you'll probably arrive there depending on your flight. You'll probably get there in the evening around 7, or even if you're really unlucky like I was, you'll get there around midnight, and you'll have a drill sergeant waiting there. Now, here's the thing. They're not like the videos where they're immediately yelling at you to get off the bus and stuff like that. They are pretty strict, but they're honestly pretty chillax since you're not in basic training yet. So from there, you'll file in, you'll get basic stuff, a snack or something. You'll get some paperwork that you need, get like a checklist in your blue book for reception. And so from there, you'll go ahead and what I did was I walked over to I forget the room, but you'll get issued basic stuff like uniforms. You'll get your OCPs. You'll get your PTs. You'll get stuff like gloves. You'll get face masks if you really care about that. I never wore them. I didn't even took them out of the plastic. But from there, once you get issued your stuff, you'll get issued a bay. Now, this bay is completely separate from Vesey Hall, which is where all the administrative stuff you have to do. It's about, I'd say it's like half a mile. No, it's more like a quarter-mile walk. So it isn't that far, but it is separate where you sleep and where Vesey Hall is. So once you get there, for me, it was like 2, 3 a.m. and wake up was like 0500. So I didn't even really sleep. But some people did. They only got a couple hours of sleep. So you'll wake up, you will wait outside of the bay. So there's 2 bays. I would say there's not 2 bays. There's actually 2 sections. What the drill sergeants usually do is that one section is for males and the other section for females. So there's multiple floors and there's multiple bays on each floor. So on the bays here, the main door is in the middle, and you'll file out from the front door, and then you'll form up there for chow, basically. So what you'll do is you'll wake up, I say around 0500, and then you'll get in the super mass formation. I'm talking about probably a whole like battery size, like 200 plus people. That's how many people they had at Vesey when I was there. And so what you'll do is you'll just stand in formation for maybe like half an hour. Half an hour, because there's so many people that they just gotta get out of the bays, and you're not even trainees yet. So there's some people that are kind of slow and they don't know, just where to go and how to do things, which is to be expected because they haven't even started basic training yet. So, I actually have cadre there. They're not the actual like activity cadre for reception. They are just reclassers. So you'll have like sergeants, E5, E6, maybe a specialist that are reclassing, and that they're actually waiting for a slot to open up at Fort Sill. So they get not stationed there, they'll just get stuck there until there's a slot opened. There's actually drill sergeants there, but depending on the drill sergeant, they might be super chill or they might be pretty harsh, like a regular drill sergeant. Now, here's a tip. They actually can't teach you a lot of basic training stuff. So stuff like cadences, from what I hear, they're not allowed to teach you cadences. They're not allowed to PT you harshly for messing up, or I guess corrective actions. They want to say, instead of smoking you. The most I ever did in reception was like 10 push-ups and hold a squat for like 30 seconds. Nothing crazy. But the day goes like this: you form up for chow, you walk over to the chow hall, you eat for like 10-15 minutes, you walk out, and then you get information and wait till everybody in reception is done eating. And that can take an hour and a half. And no matter if you're in the front, middle, or back of the line, you still gotta wait that entire block, and you gotta wait for everybody, and then you can go over to whatever you need to do. So you will typically go, once you're done with chow and you're stuck in line or stuck in the formation, you'll get marched over to Bessie Hall, where you actually have a checklist. It's kind of like a bingo board of stuff you have to do. You gotta do blood draw, you gotta get your shots, you gotta get more stuff issued to you. You have to gotta do some finance stuff, gotta do dental and eye, and it can take a while, especially if since there's a longer line for a lot of stuff, especially for finance. Oh man. And so the hardest part is that the drill sergeants, as drill sergeants are, they don't like you to sleep. So if they catch you sleeping, which you probably will because you're just that exhausted, they'll yell at you. They won't really make you do PT. They'll just be a little bit scary. But nothing too crazy. Just shut up, try to get all your stuff done, because there is actually a timeline you have to meet. So from when I went, which was this past summer, I forgot to mention, it would actually only ship out trainees on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. So I got in on a Tuesday and I shipped out on a Wednesday because I was a little bit late, but you still graduate the same time in the same week, but it's just you ship out a day later. So if you came in on a Tuesday and then you miss the next week, you have to wait a whole another week in order to ship out. And that if you're really on a tight schedule like I was, thankfully I made the cut, but if I didn't, I would have my whole basic training basically shifted 1 week, and I didn't really want that. So how do you avoid doing that? So the only ways that you can get your basic training shifted over is if you have an injury. You have a bunch of medical stuff you got to do. You actually, not really it's not uncommon, but if you have any psychological issues, so if they notice that, you will have to stay. And so what I saw is there's actually a few trainees there that had stuff like pre-existing issues, so like a bad knee or something like that. They hurt themselves in reception by doing some dumb stuff, right? So they would actually put on like a specific jersey. They actually have jerseys when I went through it to signify like what phase of reception you were in. And they would just be put in like a separate group. They'd just be like thrown away basically. And you would just either recover until you could ship out, or you would just get denied, and then you would just go home, which would suck since you worked all the way to get there. But anyway, so once you got all your stuff, you got all the things done, and you're ready to ship out. The morning of you shipping out, you will actually stage your stuff, and you outside of Vesey Hall, you definitely see where to go. It's really, if the door is like right here, you're walking in, it's you stage your stuff in the pavilion on the two sides. You'll know if you see it, or if you've been to Vesey Hall, where you stage your stuff to ship out. What you'll do in the morning is that you'll sit out on your bags, and then your drill sergeants from your basic training battery or company, if you're infantry, but the battery is field artillery term. They will come, they'll call for your name just to confirm that you're shipping out with them. And then what they do is they'll make you file out and run to the back of the building. So yeah, that's what my drill sergeants did. They just said, run, go. And that is the start of your first 100 yards. That's what you see in all the on the YouTube videos online. So you'll do stuff like teamwork exercises. You'll carry stuff around like a 1 mile track. You'll do like a teamwork AFT, which was not really that bad. Nothing too physical, unless you're like super out of shape. The first 100 yards isn't really anything at all. It's just pretty high pressure, and especially if you're not used to getting yelled at by drill sergeants. And then, so the company commander and the first sergeant will introduce themselves, and they'll also introduce your drill sergeants and the senior drill sergeants. And then from there, you'll get on buses, and then you'll get bused to your actual basic training battery, where you'll be spending the next 9 weeks there. And so once you get there, that's the first start of the first 72 hours, or what's called yellow phase. So this is probably the worst part. No, I wouldn't say it's the worst part. Second worst part. The worst part of basic training was actually reception. And the reason why reception was so awful was because one, standing out in formation for an ungodly amount of time. Especially when I went in, I was during the summer, and the heat was killing. And I had the freshly shaved head as well, so my scalp was not used to that. And it was tough, and it was boring, and it was tiring, but you really didn't even do much. You just went to chow, you just went to do whatever you need to do, and then you just went to chow again, and then you go to bed, stuff like that. But anyways, first 72. So you'll have, before I preface this, at the first 100 yards right behind Vesey Hall, you'll actually have your bags loaded onto trucks, and you'll clean up all the equipment that you did for the first 100 yards. And then as you get bussed, all your bags will come with you on a separate vehicle. And once you get there, the bag's already there, and then the drill sergeants, they yell at you to go and then grab your bags, or not even grab your bags, they just tell you, get the bags off the, I guess it's not really a trailer, but off it's kind of like a shipping container, but not really. You'll understand if you've seen them before. It's just like a big open container that like takes like a LMTV to haul, but they'll just tell everyone, get these bags off now. And then once the bags are off, you'll probably get smoked for no reason. They say, hey, you took too long, so do push-ups, do the Y squats, or do whatever. And then from there, you will pretty much just keep getting yelled at, keep getting smoked. It's kind of like, not even the shark attack, but at least my drill sergeants, they try to keep the intensity up, like I've seen in the videos. I've never been to the shark attack before, so I wouldn't know how it is, but that's what I kind of imagine. It'd just be kind of like what I imagine the first 72 is like, it's like the shark attack, but it's kind of like a slow burner over the course of the first 72 hours, because the first 72 is also called yellow phase. I think I mentioned that already, but anyways, after if you leave on a Wednesday like me, then it'll go up, then the first 72 will end on like a Saturday. And then, so in basic training, Sundays are kind of like a break day. You'll either like do like battery cleanup, you'll clean your barracks room, you'll do whatever the drill sergeants want you to do, but they won't teach you anything. It's just Monday through Saturday, that's when you get stuff done. So weeks 1 through 3, which is called red phase, you'll learn stuff like TCCC, which is like medical care, learn how to put a tourniquet on, how to stuff a wound, stuff like that. You'll go to the gas chamber. That was pretty fun, actually. It wasn't really that bad. It just felt like it's kind of weird, but if you've ever rubbed like a hot pepper on your skin, or like rubbed had it on your lips. That's what it kind of feels like, but on your exposed like skin. So you'll have it like on your hands, on your neck, the back of your neck, um, stuff like that. But anyways, you'll do the treadwell tower, which is like the rappel tower. They, from all the videos I've seen of Fort Sill, they have like the wooden tower, but nowadays they actually have like a brand new steel tower, which is much higher, which it wasn't really that bad unless you have a phobia of heights, then it could get pretty bad. But I've never heard of anyone really getting injured. Just do here's a tip for basic training in general. Just do what the drill sergeants tell you to do, and then you'll be fine. Like if they tell you, "Hey, do this," and you just do it, you'll be fine. It's just when you don't do it fast enough or you don't do it, then that's when they administer corrective punishment. But anyways, go corrective training, I should say. And then so at the end of each phase, they basic training consists of field exercise or an FTX. So at the end of red phase, you'll have what's called the hammer, which includes stuff you learn over the course of red phase, some new stuff, and then culminates in a 5-mile ruck back to the battery. So before you go out, you'll pack your ruck full of stuff of the packing list that they give you, and then you'll just do the stuff there. You'll spend the night, and then you'll ruck back, and then you have like a rest day for the rest of the day, or you just chill out less. It's not like you're off the hook for the rest of the day. You can do whatever, but they don't really have anything planned for the rest of the day, I should say. At least that's what my drill sergeants did. So at the end of that comes white phase, which is all just range. You'll go to the EST, which electronic skills trainer. You'll zero, then you'll qual. They can talk all about that. You'll also do some land nav. But at the end of that, you'll do what the FTX called the anvil, which is a 2-nighter, and then you'll do a 7.5-mile ruck. And then from there, you'll go to blue phase, the last phase. And this is where they kind of ease up on you a little bit. Don't get too complacent, but from here, you'll do cool stuff like the night infiltration course or the Nick and Night. And then you'll do some DNC, combatives, and then you'll end off with the Forge, which is the culminating event. So they tell you that it's a 10-mile ruck, which is true, but it's over the course of the 3 days that you're there, and I believe the 3 nights that you were there, you will actually ruck on total around like 23 to 26 shifts, maybe up to 30, depending on what you do during the Forge. So, but the 10-mile ruck in one go is required. So that's where they get the 10-mile ruck from. But in reality, it's more like 30-ish across 3-4 days. But after that, you are now technically a soldier. You graduated. And from there, you'll do the patching ceremony. You get to drink some grog, which wasn't that bad. You'll get your patch. You get to wear the black and blue beret. And then from there on, you're just turning stuff in to CWIP. I should say CIF actually. You're just turning to stuff like your plates, your helmet, stuff like that. And then you'll just pack up stuff and get ready to go. So after that, depending on what your MOS is, if you are a 13 series, a 14 series, and some other, I forget the last one, but if you're one of those 2 series, you'll be doing your AIT at Fort Sill. So you won't be turning in your plates or your helmet, stuff like that, because you'll be needing them at AIT. But if you're any other MOS, then you'll be shipped to your new base for AIT, and then you'll get your stuff there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my experience at Fort Sill. Leave any comments. I'll try to respond to them as best I can. There wasn't really a script to the video, so if I missed out anything or I went over anything twice or three times, I apologize. But I just wanted to give my experience to people who are going to Fort Sill because I didn't really see any updated quality videos on what the experience is like there. So, thank you.